Guess who? Oh, you know who it is. It's just me, Dr. Mark. In this particular video, I'm going to get into mathematics. We are going to delve into... no, we're just going to work with some math. Because we can, let's do some basic math stuff just to work on math skills. And the reason we're doing this, and the reason I think it's important to do this, is because we use math on a momentary daily basis. We use math all the time to order our world. And we don't think about the importance of math in our lives because we take it for granted. Of course, it's not sending a man to the moon or to Mars. There are plenty of people out there whose names are Lars. Har har. Even though this is not rocket science, rocket math. It's the rocket math. I'm a rocket math. I don't know, that popped into my head. Anyway, even though this is not rocket science and rocket math, it's still important because these simple basic math skills that we all have help us to order our lives and to make things go more smoothly. Math is a basic skill of functioning as a person. And here we go. We are going to figure out how math relates to this musical puzzle in a bazillion ways. Okay, 2 ways. But still, they're going to be in important 2 ways. You'll see. If we have 33 folders of 5 different timbres, 33 folders of 5 different timbres, do you know, I'm sure you did because you're smart like that, if we take the word timbre and we invert the R and the E, we switch them, what do you get? Shiver me timbers. Anyway, timbres. We have 33 folders with 5 different timbres, 5 different colors, 5 different instruments. How many total files will we have? It's 33 times 5. Let's make an educated guess. We know that we have 3s and we have a 5. And we know from early experiences with multiplication that the factors of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, right? Counting by 5s, 3 and a 5, that's going to give us a 15. An educated guess is probably going to have a 5 at the end. So if I'm looking for answers on a multiple choice test, A, B, C, and D, question, A, B, C, and D, right? For answers, correct? Yes, you got it? Good. Anyway, I am going to look for an answer that probably has a 5 in it because I know 5 and 3 is 15. And 5 is the last number of, or the last digit of 15. So, in a split second, which of these 4 answers logically would be the best choice to make? There you go. It's 165. We have 165 files that we are working with. We can't use them all, but we can use some of them. Like anything presented orally that we listen to, there is a sequence, just like the train in front of you. There is an order to the story. There is an order to the music that makes that music, that makes that story unique. There may be similarities between stories, there may be similarities between music, and yet the sequence of events makes something unique. Therefore, car 1 must precede car 2. It's a different color. And we know that the sequence of cars has to remain the same. Sound folder 1 precedes sound folder 2. Sound folder 2 will be in front of sound folder 3. Sound folder 4 will follow 3. You get the idea. A short poem about sequence. It has to remain the same. Ooh-ah. It has to remain the same. Ooh-ah. If not the same, I will disdain, which is not very good. If not the same, I will disdain. They have to remain the same. Ooh-ah. That is a what kind of poem? Line, rhyme, half line, rhyme, line, rhyme with the first two. That is a limerick. And Limerick is a city in what country? March 17th. What country? March 17th. Holiday, March 17th. Which one is it? Come on. St. Patty's Day, of course. It's Limerick, Ireland. If things don't have to follow the same order, and yet all things need to be represented, we're talking about permutation. How many different ways can we reorder, in this case, 4 objects? And you can see that I've reordered the numbers in different ways, different permutations. And there is a formula. Instead of doing it all yourself, you could do it that way, sort of like multiplication. I hate that word because it is so challenging to say fast. Like multiplication. You can count everything. If I have 5 sets of 32, I could count out 5 sets of 32. So the end of set 1 is 32. Beginning of set 2 is 33, 34, 35, 36. And I could go on to 64, which is the end of set 2, and then go on to set 3. I could count those out. That's a waste of time when you know that it's simply multiplication, and you can do that in your head much more quickly than counting. Math saves time. Another useful thing about math. Anyway, be that as it may, what's important is permutations. Here is how you figure out how many permutations of a set of objects you can have. In this case, we're going to use 4 since that's the number we had earlier. The first thing you do is count out how many choices you have. 4 objects, 4 choices. If I had 35 objects, there would be 35 choices because I could select any one of those 35 objects, or I could select any one of these 4. Makes sense, doesn't it? We have 4 choices. Then we're going to select one of the 4, and that leaves 3. 4 choices, 3 remain, so 4 times 3. And I bet you could figure out the rest all by yourself. What would the next one be? If the first one was 4 choices, this one is 3 choices, what will the next one be? You got it, it's 2 choices. And then I select one of those. What's the last one going to be? It's going to be 1. Then you multiply those numbers together and come up with 24. 24 possibilities. You could have figured out that it was 24 possibilities by arranging things in order, one after another, until you ran out of possibilities and then count up your possibilities. That doesn't really save you much time. Time is important. Save time, use math. Let me show you now how sequence and permutation work in music. In the context of a musical composition, we're going to use Happy Birthday. Everybody knows it. Everybody shows it, nobody throws it, and nobody forgoes it. Happy birthday. Here's how it sounds. There you go. There are 4 patterns of notes in Happy Birthday. Well, here's something that's interesting. What would it sound like if we changed the sequence, the order of the phrases, bum ba dum bum bum bum, that's a phrase, of Happy Birthday? Huh. In music, if it's not in the right order, it's just wrong. If a song needs to go ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum, followed by ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum, followed by ba-da-bum-bum-bum-ba-dum, followed by ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. If it's not that way, it's wrong. It's just wrong. There are 23 wrong ways to organize Happy Birthday. And there's only one right way. And yet, even though there's only one right way, we can do a lot to make it our own and make it more interesting. We've come to the end of this portion of the mathematics extension. What's up next? Good question. An experiment where you're going to collect data and a challenge to make permutations. Yes, that's what you're going to do.
I'll see you on the next video. Well, maybe not see, but you get the idea. Bye-bye.